Greetings. We're doing part 3 now, trying to figure out where to find the posters these days. So we're in solo missions here. Operation Phoenix, Lost and Found, part 3. And we kick it off by talking to old Kezzel here on the Omicron control station.
The fact that the data has already been downloaded is a dangerous setback, but thanks to your suit's AI, we now have a lead. I've examined the signatures of the attack software and the memory device. There's only one known renegade Xyrex Special Forces unit that could have been responsible for this operation, according to guard records. And we know their secret base. It's located in the Kasodra system close to Ellyon. Go there, locate and destroy the stolen data. Expect heavy resistance.
Okay, so we don't have that many options. We can go for one of these other options just to flesh out the narrative a little bit. Let's find out who those guys are.
This unit was responsible for the notorious actions in the past, before even becoming too ruthless for the hardliners of the Xeno military, which officially disbanded them. Most members went underground, but they increasingly resurfaced over the past year. It is suspected that there's a new leadership. They've also grown significantly due to the support from certain pirate clans, notably the Salurias. Glad recently discovered one of their secret bases very close to the Kasodra system. The stroke a luck. We can exploit them right now.
Okay, not really that informative. A lot of the extra stuff is just parallel storyline. Doesn't really drive the narrative. But a little bit of interest. Let's have a look here. Okay, so we're going to shoot off now to the Kasodra system. Warp to the Kasodra system. That's our next mission objective. Okay, we've done this a couple of times. Nothing really complicated about it. Just get away from this thing a little bit. Pick up a little bit of speed. Actually, we should gotta connect first to it. So you can search for it. It's right there. It's right here. It's right easy to find. But if you're having issues, you can search for it. Down here at the bottom, you just go Kasodra. It doesn't really change anything. Kasodra search. Okay. So you gotta warp to its sun, I suppose. We could have selected the sun inside there, and that would have done it. We'll try that some other time. Okay, so this is a new destination. Unfortunately, we don't get any explorer tokens off the bat. Okay, so I was having an issue seeing where the arrows were. Again, just hit F6 a couple of times to refresh the information on your screen. What does it say here? From Kezzel. There's the system, an unpredictable radiation monster. The good thing about it, the radiation will conceal your ship until you land on a planet. The secret base is located on Wuastel. I've sent you a faked ship signature. Use it when you land on the planet and you won't be detected. I hope. Do not waste time. Find the communication system and disable it. I'll maintain radio silence until you return. Good luck. Wuastel is a pretty Lumo green planet. For this mission, I suggest a medium armor with 150. Medium armor with 150 armor, and then 2 armor boosts. They're 50 each. That'll take you to 250, and a mobility boost. You're not gonna do well in your basic spacesuit here, even if it does have one or 2 armor boosts on it. These Zyrax shotgun troops are pretty deadly. Okay, just land real close to this thing. If there are trees in the way, you can push them over with your capital ship. Make yourself a nice little pause here where you can park. And then inside here, there's one android. I like to call them cyborgs. I'm not convinced that they're cyborgs. That particular Johnny there. Right, so what we do is we throw the switch, which will take us to it gives us directives. Yeah, okay, so enter the secret base. Right, what does it say? Message from IDA. That should be enough for a while. Oh, there's a teleporter on the upper floor that's connected to the radar station. That would allow us to enter the main facility unseen. Of course, we can also fight our way through from the outside. Yes, IDA, that's the second worst idea that you've ever had. The first was being possessed by a psychotic and insanely aggressive military AI. We need to find the core room at first. I've added a marker to the approximate location onto your head-up display, Commander. Thank you, IDA, for not being a completely retarded artificial intelligence for once. Okay, so lots of cool stuff here for us to use. We're going to go around the left as usual, but we're going to take these dudes out first because we can see them with our eyes. Which is not something that we want to do. Get all these spawners so you don't get more of these guys coming in. Headshot for these Zyrax. Alright, that's better. Okay, that just makes the place look less untidy. Okay, so it doesn't matter if you take a couple of shots here. Just don't let them accumulate too much, because we've got that healing station there that we've got access to. And there's a nice shotgun inside there. We don't need oxygen inside this base. I think so check here. It seems like I always forget where the turrets are. This one doesn't have. We need to go down the stairs here. These two doors on the left and right. Let's just check this one. This one goes outside. We don't want to go outside. This one, it's just a formality. It's not really necessary to do this, to go inside here. It's just a kind of, if you're a completist, you want to get all the things. You want to get everything. Okay, you never know when you might want to go on top of this building. And the only reason you want to go here, there's a closet here with a, I don't know if it's got a like average kind of gun in it. This is something you must do. You've got to clean up this. You've got to clean up these Zyrax. There might be spawners up here. I've never really seen them come down an elevator. But you got to clean up the place. You know, it's almost like being a pest control. You've got to sort these things out. Yeah. So I'm being very, very careful. Because these shotguns. Oh, there's a spawner. You want to get a spawner. You want to get the spawners. I don't know how many of these things can spawn in one spot. It's just more of a formality than anything else, you know. Okay, we've got a double there. We've got a little. We've got a robot. Okay, we took a. see we took a shot there from the shotgun. See how much damage it's done. Okay, it's taken us from 500 all the way to 153, which is very bad. Okay, we're gonna have to take a med pack if we're gonna survive this. Okay, so here's the loot. Oh, it's just an MRE. Okay, well, I think it's a variable. Sometimes you get a snack, sometimes you get a gun. Alright, those are pretty valuable. Those MREs. At the top here, there's only one turret that's worth shooting. I don't advise going up there because there are like serious turrets out there that can get you like serious ones. Well, we're going around the left, yes. Okay, I was just checking that thing. These combat mechanoids are pretty stupid, which is very nice for us. And they only take a couple of shots. You'd think that they'd be stronger than that. But I don't want to give devs any ideas. So they're very strong and scary and bad. And we hardly make it. We can hardly make it through this level. Also, we're doing the blaster challenge still. Here's a turret, yeah. Well, why? Alright, we're still doing the blaster challenge. We're still trying to see how far we can get only using a blaster. And not doing too badly so far. So totally what's the word? What do they call it when they like a thing? Okay, there's a hand cannon in there, which is nice. Lots of stuff here that you want to get. I totally endorse this blaster. I really like it. Lots of loot here. We've got to come back there and go up that elevator. I always forget. But it's quite important. This is the one place I've seen a Zyrax use an elevator is here. So once you've gone through everything, you think everything is quieted down, everything is nice, and it's here on the left hand side. You know, you think everything's safe. A guy would come down there. Nice, I think that's a carbine. Or laser carbine. Any of the laser weapons are nice weapons. I think we're done now. What have we got in there? We got a med pack, very nice. Lots of awesome loot in this place. Okay, at the end of this, I'll just show a screen grab from all the loot I've collected. or the majority of loot that's collectible. Okay, yeah, I think we've got two hostiles. We've got a killer vacuum cleaner. Okay, so this guy's offhand. You can't hit him from up here. You're gonna have to go down. There's also there's no swapping. You can't swap single-handed weapons in this game, which could be fixed. I think it's because of the epic reload animations that's an issue. Okay, so here we've got lines to show you where to go. The lines on the ground there. But it's better just to take out all your enemies here first before you start messing around. Just make sure you don't have any. There's a bunch of ripper dogs, and there's a turret right on top of us that I forgot about. There it is. Yeah, I think there are 2 turrets in here in this on this floor. And always important to take out these spawners. I think there's about 4 of them. That's 2. You just gotta go through, make sure you get everything. Once you've got everything sorted out, you're safe to move around. There's 3. You're safe to move around and make sure that you've got everything that you need to do. Here we go, number 4. And then there's these. What are these things called? It's a wardrobe or a cupboard or something. What is it? A closet. Yeah, these little containers that's got stuff in it. They all have something in there that's worth taking. So there's a turret right at the back there. Right at the end of that thing on the right hand side, you'll see it over there. The second turret. Looks like the 2 turrets here where this line goes. It shows you where you're supposed to go. But you want to go in the other one first, right? Okay, I think this thing has been cleared. Nicely. We want to come in this side first because there's a lever that you've got to toggle on this side before you can get in on the other side. Turret here with two of the security robots. As far as I can remember, let's see what else we've got. Try. No, there's too many things in the way. Yeah, here we go. Oh, there's a spawner. There's 2 spawners in here that you need to get, right? That's what I remember now. Okay, one on the other side. All these containers have got stuff in them that's worth taking, and there's also a medic station there for doing some health, repairing your health. Okay, here's the long corridor. A lot going on inside here. Okay, first you want to get these moving targets, the dogs, the security robots, and then you can hardly see it. You can hardly see the turret back there. You'll see the explosion and it goes boosh. Okay. And then we've got a few odds and ends needs to get down there. Lots of containers here with stuff in them. That's just like stuff. What does this thing got in it? It got something nice, a nice sniper rifle. Who's shooting at us? I forgot about the turret. Amazing. Amazing how you forget about those things. Right, so now the big problem here are spawners. I don't think there's another turret down there. And then whatever has been spawned by the spawners. Because a sniper is pretty dangerous. Although health's okay though, I think we probably can take a sniper shot. I don't know if we can handle a headshot. Okay, and then there's one more spawner over here. And then we need to get into this this generator room. Yeah, it's a bunch of jennies in here, so there's lots of heat. Okay, so there's a turret up there. You can hardly make it out. You can hardly see the damn thing. And then with a security robot also shooting you, can be problematic. There's no real way of telling how many we've got here. They spawn in. I have a sneaking suspicion there's one on each of these spawners that come in actually into the room. Big problem here are these generators on the left hand side, on both sides. There's two of those walkers down there. They're going to heat you up. It's not really worth stressing about getting a radiation boost. It's not a big problem. Just take a bit of water. Just shift right click to consume stuff out of your inventory. Okay, we've got one more spawner here. Then I'm going to skip the security check to see if I've cleared the whole room. I'm just going to go to the next room here. Watch out here, okay, because there's a turret. The problem is if you have the Zyrax, the Zyrax are way more lethal than turrets. So if you have to choose between those two, avoid the Zyrax while you're going for the turret. Okay, so there's a couple of them inside here, and there's another turret. That was a good headshot. Okay, see a little bit of the turret sticking out. That guy's gonna be playing hard to get. Now I think there's one guy left. Here we go. So these dudes. I think that's it. Okay, we've got two spawners on the floor here. Yeah. Make sure you get them. I want new Zyrax to spawn here. And in this last room, it's important to go in here. It's easy to miss it. As we enter it, there's a trigger, and the IDA will give us a little hint here. There's an access switch on the wall. Use it. This should allow us to access the data core. Okay, toggle the switch. And then IDA will give us another hint here. Commander, it seems like the data is actually stored in a remote location. This mainframe seems to be connected to this location via another teleporter. We need to find the teleporter to the mainframe and use it. Okay, before we do that, open up this very nice alien container with some sweet loot in there, which is a variable. found different things in there. Using the teleporter to the mainframe is doable, but I don't really like doing that, because if you get unalived inside there, there's no real way of telling where you're gonna spawn if you want to respawn. Sometimes you can spawn at the teleporter, but it's a little bit risky. I have spawned on the bottom of where that thing is, and that sucks. Okay, so we're just gonna fly there instead, but we're going the wrong direction here. We want to go through this, follow the line, and go through this story here. So there's a bunch of stuff everywhere here. Turrets, lots of turrets. So you just have to grind your way through this passage to get to the teleporter, and then I'll show you what to do when you get there. Watch out for these Zyrax shotgun troops. They've taken quite a bit of a health. That's not good. So we can run back to one of the two health fixing modules, medical things, or we can just take a little bit of, or we can just use our own med pack. Doesn't really matter. So always keep an eye on your health, because you might miss a turret, and if you have low health, the turrets are not very. The damage is not a lot from them, but if you're in low health and you tangle with Zyrex shotgun troops, you're in trouble. One shot of them, especially close up, is very devastating. Make sure your health is 100% before you go inside here. Okay, can you hear the Zyrex trooper is right on the left hand side here? You want it to show itself. If you go in there, there's a good chance that you'll get whacked, because there's a turret, 2 troops, you don't know where they are. Suppose I could use the drone. That guy got 1 hit on us and we're almost dead. So, just restore your health there before you try anything further. Okay, he's on the right hand side here. Doesn't look like he's in the mood for negotiating peacefully. We're gonna have to put a bit of laser power on this dude. Okay, we got a good headshot there, first try. Nice, alright. Okay, so careful of that turret up there. We're still at 100% health, and then there's another turret that you need to get from down here. We got the spawner before we came in. It's a bit tricky to get a hit on this thing. You gotta get the right angle. Don't leave it for later on, because if you do, you're gonna have 2 targets that's going to be shooting at you while you're trying to get your life sorted out on that top thing. And we want to go up there because there's a whole lot of cool stuff up there. Well, not cool, but stuff that you want potentially for guns. You want to get all the stuff. Okay, you just want it. Right, so this is where we need to get in. We just need to clear out this area over here. There it is. Okay, so now everything's sorted out. You just want to come get the spawner, just on principle. Okay, there's 4 of these. What are they called? Cupboards or something. 4 of them. Very nice. Okay, this will open the door and switch on the teleporter. You just jump through the teleporter real quick, and the reason you want to do this is you want to just get you want to get this destination on your map. What is IDA saying? I have located the mainframe access point. We need to go to retrieve the data and then delete the data core. Okay, so the reason I like to fly to this to that mainframe instead of using the shortcut of the teleporter is because if you get the opposite of being alive inside there, you don't know where you're going to spawn. You might spawn in the jungle underneath, you might spawn at the teleporter. It's a bit of a risk, and it's not a sure thing that you're going to spawn in a place that's still accessible to the mainframe structure. So before we take this teleporter back to where our ship is, there at the comm station, just want to show you what I got in my run through when I was collecting everything, my prep for this video. Epic assault shotgun, very nice. Lots of weapons. That laser rifle is pretty cool. It's got 115 damage, which is pretty sweet. And then got a whole bunch of these emergency rations, these MREs. They're quite hard to make. Well, not that hard. It's time consuming to make them. And I picked up more than 10 here because I used a couple while I was running around inside here. So we'll just get back to our ship and head off to the mainframe access. Before we go there, so near the shooty thing here, it's like an anti-aircraft turret that's near the base, because we're not at the base now. That fortification, what does it say there? Danger, anti-aircraft turret. There's a bunch of pentaxid here, okay? The right underneath here and there on the right hand side. That's totally accessible without getting shot at by the shooty stuff. I suppose it depends on the seed. The seeds are all different. The spawn points are different, but there's a slight chance that this one might be locked in. You never know. If you do find pentaxid near the Comm tower, please let us know in the comment section to give hope. Because pentaxid is one of those things that you need all the time. So this thing floats here in mid-air, very nice. So maybe you'll start seeing why I wasn't too keen on taking my chances on where you're going to spawn on with this place. So let's just go to our cannon. Yeah, is it a cannon? Cannon turret, yeah. Go to one of your cannon turrets. Now zoom in with your mouse wheel. There's a little turret there. And just deal with that. Very nice. Okay, so now we're just going to park this thing. I'm going to skip the parking. So we need to have the stern of our vessel as close as possible to that structure, because we're going to be jumping on and off there, and you want to make it as easy as possible to do that. Not have any difficulty getting on or off there, because if you fall down here, it's not good. Okay, we're in the mainframe missions. Immediate objective: find the mainframe access. Okay, it's a good place to make a backup here. This is purely for if you fall off of this thing and you can't get your way back up here. Like if you fall down there and you really want to do it the hard way, you've got to build a base. And you're going to start looking for resources, build a base, and then build a high enough structure to climb up here. That is very time consuming, and you don't want to do that. Maybe you will, maybe you do, who knows. Okay, those things are pretty they're pretty annoying. Those security robots, there's a whole bunch of them. Some walkers back there. Usually you can't shoot through a structure. That one seems to be okay. It's actually it's a poly. It's not a what do you call those things? It's not an alpha channel on a solid block, so you can shoot through it. Okay, so you want to move around in a counterclockwise fashion, because your gun's locked onto your right-hand side. The furniture will give you a little bit of cover when you encounter these hostiles. That is a bit of a mistake. That is a bad hit. That is over 100 direct hit from that combat mechanoid. These walkers. It's got a nice. If they do get a hit on you, it's quite high. But you do get a little bit of cover from the furniture if you move around in a counterclockwise fashion. More spawners at the back here, and then we can go up a floor. So the top floor, you don't have to go there, but you want to go there because there's 3 alien containers up there. You just got to take it real easy when you're going up. Okay, I think this room has been cleared. I can hear something there. I think that's on the bottom. Maybe we hear that. Okay, so we took a hit there, but it doesn't show at the bottom. It shows on the left-hand side. It was obviously that thing we heard from the bottom that gave us a shot up our behind. But like an idiot, I didn't think about looking down. It's totally fine. We all have those moments in life where you thinking with the wrong side of your anatomy. Okay. Also, incidentally, the side of the anatomy that you got the shot there, but wasn't indicated because bottom shots are not indicated on the head-up display because of all the data that's involved there. That get displayed there. Our inventory, toolbar, whatever. Okay, so here's the first one. The first, there up there, that's the first alien container with a little bit of loot. There's two more up there, you can see them. Just a little bit, just being careful here. I'm not sure how many turrets there are up here. Usually they can, you get distracted by security robots and turret. Was that all? Okay, I think we got to, there we go. Yeah, there's that third one. And this thing here, this display thing, like I said before, are made out of polys. You can shoot through them. That's it. Okay, so that was just to get the loot up there. And then now the tricky part is, wait, we still need a little bit of, a medic station here. I'm gonna skip that because that's all what this is about. Okay, so it's on the bottom floor that we find the switch, and you don't want to go down the elevator because there's no cover. Once you get to the bottom, all these things start unloading on you the minute your feet shows them in. So just jump one of these tubes. Don't jump down the middle one because there's a good chance that guy will be in there. So just play it by ear. Good to make a backup, I suppose, before you come down here, because you get whacked. It's quite tricky to get your. I suppose it's not that difficult. There you can see there's a lot of these mechanoids down here. They're dangerous. The robots are not that dangerous. They don't have much of it. You've got a 9mm single shot. Is it a machine gun kind of thing? A weird double-barreled thing, and then doesn't really make any sense from the caliber of bullet that you find inside them. So trying to see if there's anything else here that's important. There's a turret back here. Just want to clear this. Clear it. This reflective light on the floor here, there, that bluish one, is very deceptive because it looks very much like what it looks like when there's a robot, one of these security robots, unless it's inside there, stuck inside this poly. I don't know, that could happen. But you see there, that reflection there. But don't get overconfident, because usually it is a security robot, and if you walk right up to it, it can deliver fatal damage because of its proximity. The closer you are, the higher the damage by that. Admiral.
Commander, it seems we've arrived just in time. Logs confirm that the data from the Titan hasn't been transmitted further yet. There's also an entry noting that the memory device used was apparently deliberately destroyed. I'll initiate a deletion routine now. Just a moment. It appears that some bridge logs from the Titan were transmitted before the ship was destroyed.
Can you give me a brief summary of those logs, please?
Apart from what we already know about the Zyrax's arrival at the battle, Admiral Benner sacrificed the Titan to ensure the fleet's escape. The ship had previously been evacuated except for the flight crew and Admiral Alex Lamar, Jennifer Zeragin, Mercer Sr. and Admiral Yaden were the last to leave the ship. One log entry notes the survivors of the Heidelberg and other damaged ships had already been transferred to the Grand under Admiral Perez earlier.
At least a bit of good news. Let's return to Kezzel. So unfortunately this is an admin-controlled core. You can't destroy it or replace it, so all of those lovely consoles are gonna go to waste. So let's just see what does IDA say. Commander, I think we've triggered some self-destruction mechanism that will not in immediate danger. Time to meet up with Kezzel at the Omicron control station again. The mission has been updated to Debriefing, warp to Ellyon system. Okay, so if you've made it here, I'm not going to show you how to access the map and make all the stuff. We're just going to go straight to the Omicron system. We're just going to cut straight there. Okay, I know this is tedious. We're just dotting the I's and crossing the T's here. So we've warped to the Ellyon system. We've warped to the Omicron sector, and now we're returning to the control station where we'll get our next objective, which is find Kezzel, and he is in the cafeteria.
The operation was a complete success thanks to your daring actions, Commander. That should also protect McCover now. However, I believe we must investigate the incident further. For instance, how did the special unit manage to access the Titan's database unnoticed by the security detail? And what was their intention? Selling the information? There's so much unresolved. Let's reconvene here in a few minutes. I need to quickly gather some additional information.
We'll see you shortly. That's the end of the mission. What did we get here? Lots of reputation from a bunch of different guys. House of Geest, UCH, House of Abyssal. Okay, that's all good. Done for now. Thanks for watching. See you later. Don't think about subscribing.
Just 82.